Hey, consciouspreneurs, conscious leaders, conscious creators, conscious people. So I'm just creating a series of videos speaking to basically my younger self who was not conscious, um, in hopes to just pass on information that I wish I would have had myself. So it could be for if you're an entrepreneur, it could be if you're a business leader, it could be if you are working for somebody else in a corporate and you're the more conscious individual within that structure. So just doing a follow-up to the video that I created around vision. This one is around intention. And it's very simple, yet it's very profound. And I'm going to give you an example of why I think so. So not that long ago, in 2012, and we're in 2021 now, mind you, I was in a completely different space. I was broke, I was poor, I was in a low mindset and a low vibration. And mind you, being broke and being poor are two different things, okay? Being broke means that you just don't have money, and I didn't. Being poor means that you don't have that mindset of wealth. And if you have a poor mindset, it's just going to perpetually keep you in that broke state. I was in a place where I didn't feel good about what was happening in the world around me. I didn't understand why there was so much destitution around. I am still sometimes that type of person that just fills other people's cup first before filling up mine. I had to learn, over and over again that is not the right way. And I'm still learning to this day, but I'm much better off now. But I didn't understand why there's so much destitution, so much poverty, so much homelessness around me and where I was in these first world countries. I'm from America. I'm currently living in Australia. Why is there so much destitution and homelessness, yet we have this government that can afford to bring us to war? It just didn't make sense to me, and that really got to me as an empath. And I remember sitting in my apartment around that time, and I was watching a video from this very lovely gal named Bridget Nielsen. And it was a video about whether we take the spiritual path or whether we just continue on down the 3D path. And I was only just awakening at that time, and spirituality was not that important to me, to be honest. Not like it is right now, but I knew that it was still something that I wanted to start to pursue because I was just starting to awaken at that time. But at the same time, I was still curious about the physicality of the 3D matrix that we're in. And I remember Bridget saying in the video, if there's something that you still feel like you haven't experienced yet, it might be like that superficial thing, like what is it like to eventually live that $1 million life and have a mansion and have that Maserati and so on. And she said, if you're still feeling that sort of like that pull, then she says you need to go do it, because otherwise you're not going to ascend ultimately. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I still need to go feel like what that's all about, because I've gotten so caught up in other people's problems. But it wasn't on a superficial level. I just wanted to get out of the situation that I was in. So at that moment is when I set the intention. And this is the powerful part, because I made the decision at that time to get my shit together, get a coach, find out what was wrong, get my finances all in order, caught up, get ahead of the game, set a vision for my business, for myself. And that's when everything started to shift. But if it wasn't for me at that time, actually setting the intention, and of course, Bridget, thank you for presenting me with that crossroads, if you ever watch this. But if I did not set that intention, I would have continued down that road of poverty, essentially, and who knows where I would have ended up after that. So that is just a clear example of how things actually shift when we do set that intention. We make a decision to do something. Because what happens is if we are not setting the intention, if we're not making that decision, then essentially all we're doing is procrastinating. We're setting aside our future self. And we are continuing to live that timeline that we're on. So have a think in yourself. I would like to implore you to think about it, and you probably already have something going on in the back of your head. About a decision that you need to make but you're not making, an intention that you need to set to proceed to the next step. Because remember, we're always growing, everything is always changing. As I say, the only thing that doesn't change is change itself. So if we're not growing, essentially we're just dying, and that's what I was doing. I was dying because whether we decide to or not, everything is going to go on without us, and we just have to keep up. So think about yourself, not just keep up. Ideally, we want to get ahead of the game. Anyway, I do. But have a think about what it is in your life that you need to set the intention for, and just decide on that when you're ready. Sooner the better, okay? Because your future self awaits. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in another video. All right, bye.